Alright, well, I'm back a little bit, and here I have Deluxe Class Premier Edition Dinobot Slash from Transformers Last Night. And there's not really much I can say about this figure. I mean, I was kind of upset that, with the Transformers Last Night, they released the Dinobots, all of them, again, with only like 2 of them being in the movie. But we're not here to talk about the movie, we're here to talk about this figure. Overall, I like the coloring. You got some nice silvery gray on the tail, which is hard to tell because I'm filming with my phone, because I can't afford an actual camera. This is done in bendy plastic. So, there's that. His 2 weapons are also done in the bendy plastic. Little feather bits right here, also in the plastic. Bendy plastic. These are sort of like the bendy plastic, but a lot more solid and not as bendy. But not much I can really say. Now, I do like watching other people do reviews for Transformer toys, and I forgot to with Barricade, so in this video I'm going to try starting from here on out. But after removing the weapons, do articulation. So right, starting at the head, you don't get any, you get a slight turn. It's barely noticeable. You get the jaw open, jaw close. Top of it can move open a little bit so you can get a wider spread for the mouth. Arms are on a ball joint, so they get about 180. Sadly, they only get about 180 because of a little thing there for transformation. You can sort of angle it in, so if you wanted to, he could hold his own collage. Ta-da! Same with the other arm. Moving on to the legs, you get another ball joint. This you get 360. Moving down, you get a bend at the knee, though it does pop his hand out for transformation. It can go the other way, but then, like I said, it just looks weird. Then you just get a bend at the toes, again, for transformation. And then you get a sort of a pivot on there, which is is more for transformation. Tail, transparent plastic, doesn't really have an articulation. And then yeah, so it's a bit hard to pose. I don't know if it's my figure, but like the ball joints for the arms right here are really loose. The tail bit doesn't like to plug in really well. And yeah, it's a bit of a trouble to try and stand up. But let's try to get down to transformation here. I like to start with the arms / legs. So what you do is you bend at the toes until it folds all the way up. Pivot it around, like so. Then bend the hand, or bend it until the hand comes out, like so. Then turn it in, so that way it's facing the inside of the body. Do the same with the other arm. Turn, pivot, bend, hand, and voila. Done with that. Then I'll come up here to the ribs, bend them out, and you can see the feet right there. Another thing I should mention is, unlike with the barricade figure, this figure, you don't get that a lot, like, you can barely see any kibble. Like, the only kibble there really is in Dino mode is the hands and probably the feet a little bit, which is really actually hard to tell right there. But yeah, so, hang on, I gotta try and move it up a little bit. There we go. Not very much, but it'll have to do the trick. Okay, and then once that's done, bring the arms out, and then you grab this section right here, and you put your finger right here on the legs. You want to try and pop it up, so it just clips in at the thighs right here. And then you want to try and you want to keep the arms out because you have to swing this all the way up, over, and this is getting in the way, sadly. There we go. Then it'll all come up right there, and it will clip into there, but right now I have to move the tail before I can do that. Move the tail to get the head, and then you can bring this the rest of the way, and then clip it into place. Hands, you just bring these down, and then or claws, you just move it all around like that. At least that's how I do it. And then going to finish off the legs, you grab right there and you split them apart. And then you take the head, push it back all the way until it comes up and folds in right in there. And you just bring the jaw up like so, and then you bend this, you pull out the foot, oof, and then, as it already decided to do, you twist it out from back here and bring it up to the front. And then, oh, that's not supposed to happen. You twist the leg until the foot's in the front. Straighten out the leg. Straighten out the little feather bits, which I said can be a pain, and then you got one foot done. Now I'm going to just quickly do the other foot. Sorry if it goes out of camera, but as I've said, I do not have a camera other than my phone camera. Well, as to my knowledge. Foots, oop, and then this bit I forgot to secure. It just comes up and clicks into place. It'll come undone because, as I said, my figure is a little bit wonky. And trying to bend my camera back down. Move it back. You can see, and I managed to get him standing, but the legs are just so thin that it can be pretty hard to keep him up. Now, proportions wise, it's a little, just like a lot of the other Dinobots, it's never properly proportioned. The legs compared to the upper torso are really thin. Up here is really bulky. You get bulky arms, chest. The chest is actually really thin, but like everything else right here is just bulked up there. Kibble-wise, you get the claws, the raptor claws, ribs, other claws, front claws, I should say. Turning them around, and you get the tail as the backpack, and you get the head as a little bit of kibble right there. I'm using as weapons for pointers. But Going into articulation wise, you got the ball joint up here, which you want to keep bent out here, but you get a little wiggle. This moves up and down and bends right there. You get a ball joint right here. You can swing out that far, but if you move all this up a little bit, you get a higher move, up, back, and you get a swivel. Not a very good one. It's kind of tight, but mentioning JobbyTheHong, go subscribe. Swivel here. Nothing for the hand. Leg wise, it's on a ball joint. You can move back that far, move up that far, but if you move the tail, you can get a further back kick. And sadly, not a beautiful spread. Yeah, in robot mode, you don't get very much articulation with him. With my figure, it's very iffy. I don't know how else to put it other than iffy. Taking his weapons, they're done in a plastic, bendy gray plastic, with some nice molded in detail right here. And you just get a little handle, just slides on into the fist, like so, like so. And then, yeah, so this review is a little bit longer due to the fact that I did articulation wise and stuff, but that's it. See ya in the next one.